We continue our polynomial unit with operations with functions. Our operations on functions are just the same as operations in regular mathematics. We can add, subtract, multiply, and divide functions. So given f of x is equal to x squared minus 3x plus 2 and gx is equal to x minus 2, we're going to do some operations with these two functions. Let's first take the difference of these two functions. F minus g of x is the same thing as saying f of x minus g of x. So let's replace f of x with our given f of x. So I have x squared minus 3x plus 2 minus, and let's replace g of x with the given x minus 2. Now all we have to do is to distribute the negative sign and combine like terms. Remember, there is an understood -1 in front of the parentheses when there's a negative sign. So let's distribute the negative. So we have negative 1x. Negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. And since there's nothing in front of this parentheses, it just comes down. X squared minus 3x plus 2. Now combine like terms. There's only one x squared, so I have x squared. We have a negative 3x and a negative x. So same signs, we're going to combine those, so that's going to be negative 4x. And I have a positive 2 and a positive 2. Add those together and we get plus 4. So f of x minus g of x is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 4. Now let's look at g plus f of x. This is the same thing as saying f of x plus g of x. Let's replace f of x with our given f of x. So f of x is x squared minus 3x plus 2 plus g of x. Let's replace g of x with our given g of x, and that is x minus 2. Now let's get rid of anything in parentheses. Since these are both positive on the outside, they just come out of the parentheses. And now we combine like terms. I only have one x squared. So this will be x squared. Have a negative 3x and a positive x. So negative 3 plus 1x is negative 2x. And we have a positive 2 and a negative 2, which is 0. So x squared minus 2x is the answer. Now let's look at a quotient. F divided by g. Well, that's the same thing as saying f of x divided by g of x. So let's look at f of x. Let's replace f of x with our given f of x. F of x is x squared minus 3x plus 2. G of x is x minus 2. Now I need to factor, if I can, to simplify. So x squared minus 3x plus 2 over to the side. A times c, 1 times 2 is 2. The b is negative 3. A times x is 1x and 1x. And the factors that multiply together that give me 2, but add together to give me or combined to give me negative 3, are negative 2 and negative 1. So the x squared minus 3x plus 2 factors to be x minus 2 times x minus 1. And that's divisible by x minus 2. Now at this point it's real nice because I noticed that on top and bottom of my fraction I have two numbers that are just alike. And when that happens, they reduce to 1. So I can just mark them out. And I'm left with x minus 1, and this is the answer. Let's look at a couple of more problems. I have f plus g plus h of x. This simply just means f of x plus g of x plus h of x. So let's replace each of these with what's given. Let's start with f of x. F of x is x plus 1. G of x is x minus 3. And h of x is x squared minus 2x minus 3. Now let's get these out of parentheses. So since these are all positive in front of each parentheses, positive 1, I can just bring down the numbers out of parentheses. Now let's combine like terms. I have 1 positive x squared, so that comes out front. We always write these from greatest to least. Since this is x squared, I would look at x's next, because those would be the next in descending order. I have x plus x is 2x minus 2x. They cancel out. Next, let's look at our constants, negative 3 and negative 3. That is a negative 6. So x squared minus 6 is the answer. Now let's look at B. Anytime I have two letters next to each other, it means I am multiplying them. So this is really saying f of x times g of x. So let's replace f of x with x plus 1 times, let's replace g of x with x minus 3. Now let's multiply these two together. The first term's x times x is x squared. Multiplying the outer terms, x times negative 3 is negative 3x. I'm finished multiplying the x to each term in the second parentheses. So now let's multiply the 1 to each term in the second parentheses. So 1 times x is 1x, and 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Now let's combine like terms. X squared, negative 3 plus 1x is negative 2x, and negative 3 just comes down. So x squared minus 2x minus 3 is the answer. Now pause the video and you try C and D on your own. With C, this is the same thing as saying h of x divided by g of x. So this is exactly the same as C from above. Let's replace h of x with x squared minus 2x minus 3. Replace g of x with x minus 3. Now we need to factor to figure out if there's anything that we can cancel out. So I have x squared minus 2x minus 3. To the side here, let's do our snowflake. 1 times negative 3, a times c is negative 3. The b is negative 2. Ax is 1x and 1x. The two numbers that multiply to give me negative 3 but add to give me negative 2 are going to be negative 3 and positive 1. So let's replace x squared minus 2x minus 3 with x minus 3 and x plus 1. Now rewrite x minus 3 underneath. And notice, I can get rid of the x minus 3's because they are exactly alike, and that leaves x plus 1. And this problem is complete. Let's look at D. H minus g of x. That's the same thing as saying h of x minus g of x. Now let's replace h of x with x squared minus 2x minus 3, and let's replace g of x with x minus 3. Now this problem shows the importance of having what you're substituting in parentheses. Because of the negative sign, we need to make sure that we distribute negative 1 to both terms. If we leave off the parentheses, then we can make the error of not distributing the negative 1. Now let's bring everything out of parentheses. Since this is a positive in front, it just comes down x squared minus 2x minus 3. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x. Negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. Now let's combine like terms. Only have 1x squared. So it comes down. Negative 2x, negative 1x is a negative 3x. And the negative 3 and positive 3 cancel to give me 0. So the answer is just x squared minus 3x.